Good day, good day, good day. This is a very different sort of presentation we are going to be having today. Today, we would be dealing with a very serious issue. We consider this a public awareness issue, and the whole point of this presentation is to engage public opinion, particularly for those involved and interested in the agriculture sector. And the topic for today is ethics in business. And again, um, what we will share is really based on actual events, right? And the what we want to consider is the behavior of a certain business developer who seems to have a particular interest in the agriculture sector. Now, you all know the time that we are living in with the COVID pandemic, and the good thing, one of the good things to come out of it is that countries like ours are beginning to see the need to now take action. I don't just want to say see the need, because we saw the need for agricultural development for a long time. Um, However, it was easy for us to remain comfortable the way things were. All right. Now, with the pandemic, um, we really have no choice now but to consider improving on food production to secure food nutrition. All right. And you all know that we, of course, endorse agriculture development. We encourage more people to get involved because it is something that is very necessary in today's climate. Now, ethics in business. And if you realize, we have a scripture verse, strange enough, on the screen, which is Micah 6:8. And you might be wondering, well, if this is, about ethics in business and this is about agriculture, what does a scripture verse have to do with this? Well, let me just read it for you. He has shown you, O man, what is good, and what does the Lord require of you? But to do justly, to love mercy, and to walk humbly with your God. And this is Micah 6:8. Now, once again, what does this verse from Micah have to do with ethics in business and the topic we would be discussing today? So here's a little bit about Micah for those of you that wouldn't know or don't know, right? Micah was from a small town and he lived in a rural community. And again, forgive the typo there, right? He was one of the common people. So Micah was a normal guy, as we would say, but he had a serious issue. He spoke openly against corruption, especially against the big city. In this case, would have been Jerusalem, because he saw that their success during this period was financed by dishonest business practices, which took advantage of the poorer class of citizens. So Micah was somebody who was very much against dishonesty, especially in business and other areas. Micah hated oppression and rebuked persons for dishonesty in the marketplace and corruption by officials and leaders. And remember, today we are talking about ethics in business. So the story we will share speaks of a grave injustice that has taken place. And after we have presented our evidence, we want you, the public, to decide for yourself. And the question we are asking is, do you believe this is right? So at the end of the presentation, this is the question we want you to answer. Based on what you will see, you will have to ask yourself and answer, do you think this is right? So the story is about three companies, one of which is a business developer. So for now, we would consider them, or we would call them company A, company B, and the business developer. And as we go along, you would definitely see who these companies are. Now, what does a business developer do? And very simply, just as it says, they help you develop your business, right? And a business developer is very important, okay? And I think that many of our entrepreneurs, many of our small business owner would do well to have somebody, to have a professional, to have a network of people that can help them develop their business. And you would know, again, this is something that we fully endorse. So we fully endorse agriculture. We fully endorse entrepreneurship. We fully endorse business development because we want to see our local entrepreneurs succeed. So here are some of the things that a business developer would typically help an organization with. They improve an organization's market position and help them achieve financial growth. Helps achieving long-term organizational strategic goals. So the goals that you set for yourself, they would give you or help you with a roadmap to get there. They may even help you set those strategic goals in the first place. Builds key customer relationships, identifies business opportunities. And this last one in particular is very pertinent to the presentation. They also negotiate and close business deals. So a business developer, one of the roles that they can play is to help negotiate deals for you, whether it be contracts, whether it be to get financing, whether it be to identify and pursue investors. All these things a business developer can do for you. Now, to facilitate the relationship between the companies and the business developer, the two companies would have disclosed certain confidential and proprietary information to the business developer. All right, and understand what we are saying here. So the business developer who who has the function of helping your company would have received certain sensitive information about your company or about the companies in question so that they now could have what they need to form the strategic plans, right? And to help you move your company, move your business forward. Now, in this instance, what kind of information was shared? Prospect lists, strategic plans, industrial designs. Pay attention to this one. Trade secrets, another one to pay attention to, as well as personal contacts. So let's look a little bit at company A. So company A is an agriculture focused company with an online presence since 2018. They would have conducted several seminars and webinars on various agriculture-related topics from 2018 to present, marketed and sold agriculture-based products for other businesses, was introduced to business developer mid-2020 by another associate, entered into a contractual agreement with business developer in 2020, was introduced to company B, which of course is another agriculture company, by the business developer. And in the later part of 2020, companies A, B, and the business developer began a collaborative effort to develop, market, and sell products and services of company B, right? And of course, this is in context to the presentation directly because, a lot more would have taken place, but we trying to stay on point. So Company B is an agriculture-focused company with an online presence since 2020. However, they have been involved in active farming and agriculture for over 20 years. Developed through years of experimentation, a range of hydroponic products. Again, they were introduced to business developer in 2020 by a trusted colleague. Entered into a contractual agreement with business developer in 2020. Engaged in work with business developer to produce an e-booklet with design instructions for the hydroponic system. Remember, we spoke about sensitive information. So the business developers, as part of the strategy, said, listen, we need to produce an e-booklet, right? Showing exactly how to build the system. So this would fall under industrial design. Also begins collaborative work with Company A and business developer to further develop, market, and sell their hydroponic system designs. Now let's look at the business developer. The business developer is not an agriculture company, right? So pay attention to that. Met both agriculture companies in 2020. Now, even though I say the business developer is not an agriculture company, of course, it does mean that the business developer cannot, engage in agriculture. We would not try to limit anyone from getting involved in agriculture because it is something that we are actively promoting, and we see the value of more people getting involved, especially persons like a business developer who can help those who are already on the ground, who are doing the work, who are trying to innovate, right? So again, we encourage these types of interventions. So the business developer entered contractual agreements with both agriculture companies in 2020. The business developer introduced both agriculture companies to each other to facilitate collaboration. So Company A was not familiar with Company B before the introduction of the business developer. Business developer assumed responsibility for patenting hydroponic system designs for Company B. So among the many responsibilities that the business developer would have took upon themselves as a company, right? One of those was ensuring that, if possible, the hydroponic systems get patented, all right? The business developer also requested and received confidential information from both companies in the context of using the information to develop client companies. Because as a business owner, you are not just going to hand sensitive information over to any and anyone, right? The business developer was contracted by both companies to develop them. All right. And of course, in doing so, the business developer would have conducted several presentations and meetings with potential investors, financial institutions, companies, and organizations on behalf of companies A and B. So, and forgive the little graphic, but I could not resist swimming with a shark. Companies A and B believe they are being helped. However, they are in the midst of a very cunning predator. But don't just take my word for it. Let us see what sort of evidence we have to substantiate such a bold claim. So, to help bring things in context, we have put together a little timeline, and we will run through this very quickly, right? So this timeline is from 2020 to 2021. So Thursday, 27th August, the first WhatsApp correspondence between company A and business developer following an online introductory meeting earlier in the week. So this is in August. A one-on-one Zoom meeting was scheduled for Friday, the 28th of August. Again, Friday 28th, first email correspondence between company A and business developer. By the 29th of August, business developer invited to attend webinar on indoor crop production, which focus on hydroponics. So the business developer was invited to one of the webinars that company A did. Subsequent to this, talks on marketing the hydroponic systems of the presenter ensued. Now, again, just to give a little more context, conversations were already on the way between company A and the designer of this particular hydroponic system, right? Again, because the intent is to promote agriculture, in particularly if we can promote our local innovators. Sunday, 30th August, first email journal entry sent a business developer from company A. Now, this is something very good to do. You don't necessarily have to send it to anyone, but the intent of these emails was basically to help company A share information. And not just, when I say information, you're just like what you would do in a journal, you know, what you want to do, what are the dreams, what are the aspirations, what are some of the things you'd like to see happen with your company, right? So the business developer, this is one of the things they also encourage. Let's move on. 29th August, instructed by business developer to let prospects know systems will be ready for sale in November 2020. So talks are proceeding. The presentation would have already garnered interest. People want to purchase these systems. They are showing interest in it. And the business developer is saying, well, look, based on where we are right now, we should be in a position to have these systems for sale by November. Business developer requests list of prospects for hydroponic systems. So now they want to know, all right, let's see the names of all those who are interested. Business developer, need to IPO urgently. Patent, distributorship license, franchise agreements, IT and fintech structure. Again, all these are very important things to do. If you are unfamiliar with some of these terms, as someone in agriculture, as a business owner, as an entrepreneur, you should look them up. Sunday, 30th August, info center business developer regarding price and materials for the hydroponic systems. We in September now. Zoom link sent for a meeting with business developer, company A, and hydroponic system owner. One other company was also represented in this meeting. Wednesday, 2nd September, email from business developer to 3 companies listing points, several points, which include the NCNDA form and an IP appointment, right? And this IP here speaks to intellectual property, both to be done by business developer. So the business developer, and I want you to pay attention to this point, the business developer wanted to take responsibility for ensuring that the systems went through the proper process to get them patented, right? The intellectual property part of it. 3rd September, work begins on name and logo for hydroponic system. Email sent from business developer with NC NDA form to review and sign. Now you would have seen, or you would see the NC NDAs highlighted in red, right? I'm sure a lot of you may not know what that is, but we will get to that. Friday, 4th September, business developer requests all info on retail prices and seedling germination guide for over 20 items. So by this time, of course, it is pace. I mean, we would have hit the ground running, right? So now what is an NCNDA? It is a non-circumvention, non-disclosure agreement. And this is used when a business needs to keep intellectual property and other confidential information secure in the early stages of a business venture arranged by brokers or intermediaries. So the point of having an NCNDA is to protect the companies that would be sharing the information, as well as outline what the company who is receiving the information, how they are to treat with it. So it is there to really bring a sense of peace, because asking someone to share confidential information can be very stressful, right? So you are believing that, okay, if I sign this, this would be some sort of protection, right, for the information that I'm going to share. So let's look at this. And this is, right, so we are now 29th of the 8th. So you see that we took this directly from the chat. Need to IPO urgently. Patent, distribution. Well, we read this one already, right? So the need for doing this is expressed. Once again, at the bottom, the 6th of the 9th. So in September, we need the NC NDA signed and the schematics and costing from the person for the systems. So she's asking that these forms be signed. If the forms are not signed, the person cannot send his industrial designs or the schematics, right? As well as the pricing. So this is very, very important, and it continues to be stressed. Sunday 6, the business developer offers to lease land to company A to do warehouse farming with the hydroponic systems being developed. Once again, you see, we need NCNDA signed and the schematics and costing, right? The NCNDA needs to get to me with the schematics on the model, etc. from person in question. I am meeting with the IPO contact today and I have no paper trail. All right. So you see apparently the process to patent was already engaged. Now, this is not company B. This is another innovator we are speaking of. But why I keep paying attention to these particular points is because I want you all to see a pattern, right? That you would see show up much more when we actually get to company B. So, email sent to business developer following site visit to proposed location for production. So you see even talks about warehouse farming and, you know, lots of good things happening here, right? 10th to the 11th of September, a lot of email and WhatsApp messages concerning the construction of the hydroponic units. Now, pay attention to this point in red again. Business developer does not want hydroponic owner and his team to do the building of the systems. All right. You may wonder why, because for me, the best person to build should be the one who actually designed it. But you will see why when we get to company B and you see how things unfold there. Company A suggests that one of their own contacts be used. Of course, for something like this, you would want to probably use someone you are already familiar with, someone you can vouch for. The business developer opposes this as well, and insists that her team be used to build these systems and her facilities be used um, as the site where the building of the systems would take place, as well as storage. So the business developer, she wants to do the IPO, she wants to get the schematics, she wants to actually build and store the systems herself. Tuesday, 14 September, meeting to view system and sign NC/NDA document. So we are still moving along. By the 18th of September, a WhatsApp group created particularly for this project, right? And this brings us basically to the end of this portion here. Sunday, 19 September, email sent to business developer from company A with points that included using the workers and drivers of business developer. Also, business developer advised we could not refer the system to clients at this time. Why? Because the hydroponic system designer had not yet released the sensitive information, right? And so we were not at that particular stage. By the 30th of September, the system owner is not satisfied with the proposed change to sell produce instead of systems and asks for time to consider this new proposal. At this stage, the business developer exits the group. All right. So this particular innovator decided, you know what? I am going to hold back on this for a while. I believe I have some things I need to put in place, and I will get back to you all. Now, this brings us to the CASA hydroponic systems. And once, anyway, let's get straight into this. So, October 4th, right? So, we just came out of September, now we are in October. Business developer sends pics of produce and system used in prisons project. By the 15th to 17th October, talks continue concerning securing an investor, and the CASA systems have been introduced to the conversation. So now the business developer has introduced this new company into the equation. Presentation for potential investor is being prepared for business developer. So all this time, lots of work would have been done, lots of figures and lots of proposals, a lot of work, right, has been going into this project. Because again, if you believe you are working for your own benefit, you would most likely do whatever is required of you in order to hit your targets. Thursday, 22nd October, business developer sends emails with pics and information on systems built by CASA. 2nd November, more detailed info sent by business developer on CASA commercial systems for advice. So by this time now, of course, the business developer would have already been familiar with the CASA systems. She is running these systems by company A to get advice. Because remember earlier, we would have shown the business developer doesn't really have much experience in agriculture. All right. 8th November, business developer requests quote from all the hydroponic companies that company A is familiar with, and expresses an intent to expand, but the systems must be able to deliver 1,000 plants per week. So the business developer says, look, get a quote from all these companies, right? And I also would like you to get some more information on the pros and cons and all these different things, because we want to expand this project. Wednesday, 11th, email from business developer concerning a request made in October for a comparative analysis of 3 hydroponic and aquaponic companies. Wants a spreadsheet with pros and cons of each. Now pay attention to who is doing all of this work. The 20th November, request sent to business developer for a webinar to be done with CASA. So at this point, company A is ready to now start more actively promoting CASA on their platform. 24th November, edits being done on CASA hydroponic systems Black Friday sale. So you see things are happening. Business developer sends video on CASA systems build process, right? So what would have been going on around this time? The business developer was working with the company to create not only the e-booklet, but also instructional videos. So this company was basically showing them, right, the exact process of how to build their systems. Now, why were they showing them? Because the business developer is supposed to be developing their business. 25th November, business developer sends location and info on land for CASA land projects. So many things were going on at this time. 26th, request made for document outlining the benefits of using a CASA system. December 1st, Persons of Peace PDF sent. This is another project that the business developer was actively involved in. And this project was also trying to promote certain positive things with respect to agriculture. December 6th, you see, this is a link here that was shared, or a message that was shared inviting people to a presentation. And at the end of it, or not at the end, but in the description, we would actually share the link of the recordings of these sessions, so you can see and hear for yourself all that was taking place, right? This is in December 2020, 11th of December. Once again, people are now being invited to a presentation where the CASA team will be presenting on the systems themselves. So they would be talking about their systems. 12th December, the next step, for those wanting financial options, those employed send requirements. So what was happening here is the business developer was putting something in place for people to be able to access financing in order to purchase the systems, or for those who were interested in getting land as well as systems, right? Business developer sends video and pics of the CASA commercial system she purchased. So she got a system for herself. 18 December, link sent for CASA page on Business Hub website. So now both company A and company B were given pages on this particular Business Hub website that the business developer had. And of course, company A is the one that would have done the work of setting up these two pages. 24th December, business developer sends email outlining sales channel process for CASA systems. So structure being put in place. 27th, business developer sends document with info on all CASA hydroponic systems. Again, a lot of work was being done to improve, to tweak, to refine. Business developer requests a list of all prospects for CASA systems. So just as she had requested the list of prospects for the first company, once again requesting the list of all prospects, prospects being persons who are interested in purchasing the systems. 31st December, business developer sends graphic design images of CASA systems. So for the purpose of the e-booklet and presentations, graphic illustrations of the systems were being created. We now enter 2021. January 4th, business developer requests flyers for all 4 CASA systems. Of course, this work would be done by company A. right? The graphics work, putting together all these flyers. The 7th of January, one of the companies is making a request. We need to have a better line of communication between CASA, Rexmart, and HGBS team. To this date, 3 of us have not sat together to discuss anything. Can this be made possible? So what would have been happening all this time is that company A would communicate to the business developer. Company B would communicate to the business developer. A and B were not communicating directly with each other. The business developer was not allowing this to take place, right? So the information that both companies would get would come from the business developer. Now, this was brought up because this was also causing certain types of issues. In any event, on January 10th, a CASA team WhatsApp group was created to facilitate the easy flow of information. 13th of January, message confirming first payment for a CASA commercial system. So, to explain this point a bit, this payment was not made to CASA, nor was it made to company A. This payment was actually made to the account of the business developer, right? Because the business developer did not want the payments to go to company B, which of course is the company responsible for the systems, all right? And company A at this point did not yet have a business bank account, which is also something that the business developer was supposed to be helping with. All right. So payment for the first system, that first sale, went to the account of the business developer. 17 Jan, business developer staff messages concerning edits that need to be made on CASA e-booklet. So you see, work is still being done on that e-booklet on how to build the system. And this was not the business developer herself, but one of the folks in her office. 20 January, message confirming check was cleared the day before. So countdown for building of the system would begin. Remember, this person paid 13 January. By the 20th of January, it was confirmed that the check is cleared, so we can proceed. February, 12 February, business developer sends new info on a new financing option for a private financing company for persons interested in purchasing systems. So we would have already, or the business developer would have already engaged some other financial institutions since 2020. All right. And now a new one is being added to the table. Flyer draft for Jumpstart promotion with CASA systems. So there is also a promotion running that is connected to this financing option. 19 February, business developer updates everyone on order for CASA commercial system. 21 February, business developer needs projections for value-added products, seasonings, and pepper sauce from company A. So all the projections, all these numbers, this aspect of it is really being handled by company A. Business developer requests edit to Rexmart hydroponic investment document. Spreadsheets being continually edited for value-added products. All this time is pace. 25th February, email center group with minutes from February 23rd group meeting. Some of the points that would have been discussed: DHL project, hydro farm project, update on investment for company A and company B. All right, so all the work company A and company B were doing was supposed to be in their interest, believing that this person was working on their behalf. Lots of messages to work out logistics for the hydro farm project, for DHL presentation and demonstration, and closing deal on investors for Company A and Company B. We are now in March. Email sent on Laramine Bayview Hydro Farm project. And you will pay attention to this. Remember this location, Laramine Bayview Hydro Farm project. 3rd March, business developer requests info on what is needed to produce seedlings. We are still, okay, good. So this was actually a message from the day before, from the 2nd of March. Look at this and pay attention to this. Hi, everyone. Hi. I would like to take the time to say thanks to all those who pulled their hands over the weekend so that we can be ready for negotiations on all ends this week. So Company A and Company B are being thanked for all the hard work that they have done with projections, with the booklets, with all these things, right? With all the promotions, all the marketing, all the hard work that was done so that the business developer would be in a good position to engage in these negotiations. Still on the 2nd, please send Page Road location for drop-off of materials. And this would be materials that's supposed to be used on the projects being discussed, right? Materials for the clients that would have made payments, as well as materials for the presentation, the DHL presentation, as well as materials for the first hydro farm project. 3rd March, business developer confirms DHL presentation on Thursday, 11th of March. Business developer to be invoiced for 700 blocks of cocoa peat, which was to be used on this Laramine Bayview hydro farm project. Business developer to deliver materials to CASA workshop for private client bills and demo system for DHL training. This is a question now being asked on the 6th. Just to confirm, have all 72 spots been filled for the upcoming hydro farm project, right? So obviously that would suggest that it was communicated to the team that we would be working on a 72 system, and that's commercial system hydro farm project. 7th of March, business developer request projection sheets for value-added products. The projection sheet for the systems, sales, and projections for seedlings, because as she put it, she had to present to the big boys on Tuesday. So everybody is frantic. We are in March. We are frantic getting all this information together, because we understand that she has some very important presentations to make. Remember, this is the business developer, and she's contracted with Company A and Company B. Wednesday, 10th March, business developer canceled drop-off of materials to CASA workshop, but then agrees to drop them off on that same day. Read this point, pay attention to it. Business developer advises that intellectual property agent will contact CASA directly moving forward to complete patent process. So up until the 10th of March, the business developer, just as she wanted to do with the first company, she was working on the patent process for CASA and their systems. At this point, and we will explain why this happened, she is now telling them that they would have to continue the process from here. Now, for some more context, the reason this happened is because thanks to the Intellectual Property Office, thanks to their controls and standards and the level at which they operate, you cannot sign or you cannot send in information that does not belong to you, right? So you cannot take out a patent for somebody else. So it was the Intellectual Property Office who insisted that the owners of this system come in themselves to go over, not go over, but to complete this process and to sign whatever documents. And of course, the business developer would have been telling the folks from CASA that she had spent an exorbitant um, amount of money in excess of $10,000 to, to get them to this stage. If you feel the information is incorrect, I leave it to you, but suffice it to say, we advise you, if you have anything that you would want patented or copyrighted, please, please go straight to the Intellectual Property Office and don't let any other company, don't let any other lawyer try to make you feel like you have to spend in the thousands to get this process done. Go straight in the office and hear from them directly. All right, business developer advises that commissions will be paid out by Friday. Why commissions? Because all this time work was being done. These systems were being promoted. People were showing interest. Remember, we had the promotion was being carried out for financing. So, you know, a lot was going on. Business developer advisors, and this is where things really begin to turn. Remember, we are still in March. Business developer advisors, they are not being paid for their services, and this is an issue. So to bring this in context, at the onset of the relationship, the business developer would have spoken, of course, to both companies separately. This was not any group meeting. The two companies were unaware of each other, so they would have also been unaware of what type of business relationship each one was engaged with the business developer. The business developer put forward to these companies, look, this is my fee. However, I understand where you are as a company. So I am not going to exact this fee right now because I believe that if I cannot get you contracts, if I cannot get you making money, then I have not done my job. Okay, so from 2020 to 2021 in March, this is what was happening. Everyone was working frantically and feverishly. Well, from when the collaboration began, everyone believed that this was working in their best interest. All right. So everyone also understood that we were all waiting to be paid because to this date, no contracts were closed. The folks from CASA were even led to believe that they had already secured an investor, but no money was ever directly delivered to them. As would happen in relationships, this was a sort of, we were experiencing some growing pains, as it were. However, everyone still believed in the importance of the project, right? So we said, look, this is something new. We understand it is a lot of work. Yes, there would be issues that arise, but we were still pressing through. So the business developer, from since, would it be October, August, from since the onset of the relationships, right, had never discussed to this extent, had never made it a big issue, saying that, well, look, y'all are not paying us, because the business developer was busy getting information, was busy having company A and company B do all the work to get these presentations, the information for these presentations, to structure it, to put them in a PowerPoint form, right? They were busy doing work, busy showing how these systems could be made and built and all of these things, right? The business developer has hydro farm projects, DHL projects. You're being told that, all sorts of and you will see some more stuff as we move forward. But a lot was done. And at this point now, you are saying that you have an issue. Just when everyone knows we are at the door, we are ready, the contracts are ready to come in, as far as we were told during this very project, company A and company B were almost guaranteed an investor at this point. So everyone was waiting. And the nature of the relationship is that the business developer would have received commissions for everything, for every sale, for every investment, for everything that financially would have been coming in. The business developer would have been receiving commissions from that, from both sides, as well as up to this point, all finances were also going through the business developer's bank account. So you are receiving the money in your bank account. People are paying you directly. Your bank account is on all the invoices. You are the one dealing with and this is the business developer, dealing with the investors, dealing with all these people that you claimed to be putting company A and trying to connect company and B with. So all the leverage, all the information, everything is in your hands. Now you make an issue. The business developer requests that Director Alex Benjamin be added to the CASA team WhatsApp group. Business developer says that no funds have been released to build demonstration unit, and this is for the DHL presentation. So now things really, really begin to get confusing. By the 12th of March, company A requests a refund for client. Remember, a client would have paid since January. A second client would have paid as far as was known to company A and company B, right? Up until this point, we were led to believe that there were a number of different people and clients interested in the CASA systems who would have been, again, going through the business developer. No work has started on any of these systems. At this point, and as you will see in further highlights, the business developer was telling people that it is her father's company that building the systems, right? The material that was supposed to be dropped off to get the system for the DHL presentation was not done. The cocoa peat, all these things that the business developer has, they are still holding on to. So now it feels like the project is sort of falling apart, right? But before I get to this, let me just say that the DHL presentation did come off well, right? It was a success, and subsequent to that is where things really fell apart, and the business developer showed their true colors. So let's look at this, and this is from one of the clients. I was just told that the material was dropped off and the build started. So this is someone who paid in full. Okay, let me confirm if this was dropped off at the official CASA workshop, because no other entity, not even homegrown, is authorized to build these systems. Were you told when materials were dropped off and where? So the business developer, who is still in contract with these two companies, is telling a client that the building process for his system has started. even though no material, remember with the first company we showed where the business developer did not want the designer of the system doing any of the building, nor did she want company A to use any of their own people. Well, now we are seeing why. Because look, the same pattern has been repeated, right? So she is now trying to steal, and I will use such a strong word, but again, at the end, you tell me if I'm wrong or if you believe I'm right. She's telling the clients that they, not CASA, are who building the systems. Whereas Homegrown is saying that even if Homegrown says we will build these systems for you, this is wrong, right? This system belongs to a company. It is a CASA system and it belongs to that company. All we are doing is marketing. We're not trying to steal the people thing. And this is the 15th of March, people. So look at this. I'm guessing today or over the weekend, because as recently as Friday, I was told it wasn't Homegrown. Okay, when you have time later, give me a call. Ensure you follow up and get clarity first as to exactly where the materials were dropped off and what stage of the build is supposed to have started. Next, no problem. And then still the 15th. This is the message that I sent, right? I tried calling but was unsuccessful on both numbers. I am sorry to send this message, but I don't think I have any choice. I would have handed over payment on 17th February. So you see two payments for systems. No, one payment went through in January for one client. This client paid in February, right? We are now in March. He paid the middle of February. This is how much he paid, right? And look who he paid it to. If you think I was being untrue, the check to Rexmart Limited. I was following up with Homegrown Solutions and was regrettably informed that construction of my system by CASA has not commenced. In fact, they state that they have not received any material for my system. There was an expressed term on the estimate that the time frame would be 1 week for fabrication, 1 week for dice frames, 1 week for shed, 3 days for installation. Anyway, we are now going on 4 weeks since payment in full. This was not a down payment. This client paid in full. This is someone who was raring to go and just wanted to get started right away. As such, I would like to request a full refund of monies paid to Rexmart Limited. I would expect a response within 24 hours before pursuing this matter through other channels. Thank you for your understanding in this matter. Homegrown, great. I forwarded the message to CASA. So now we are even seeing and hearing about things that have been going on that we were unaware of. Good morning, waiting to see if anything hits my account. This is the 23rd March. I told her that I would give her till Wednesday. So if it is not there in the AM, I'll be calling her and making a report. Now, this client, here the question he's asking, are there others who are in this same position now? As far as we know, one other person is waiting for refund of their down payment. We got a call from her today and she was very distressed, which is heartbreaking for us. And this is the person who would have made their payment since the middle of January. Well, she better sort out my refund soon or her stress will increase exponentially. So look at what they are putting clients through who paid their. Now, this is the second client. Did you follow up and look at the date, 17th of March? Did you follow up on Miss Regis to find out when your refund will be sent? Yes, I did. I have to email her my request for a refund and my account number, etc. If I may ask, please don't find me being rude in any way. What form of agriculture background does Miss Regis have? She is a business developer and worked in other industries. She has no experience in agriculture apart from what she gained working on this project. Client C. Okay, so how is the follow-up with the person's 300 plus going to take place when they need it? Now, to bring this in context, what Miss Regis was telling these clients is that she has 300 persons waiting to build systems. So she is telling the clients that her company is moving forward on a massive hydro farm project. And all this is while the business developer is still contracted to be developing company A and company B. She would have used their material. It is CASA system. Should have used projections, graphics, all these things done by company A. Now she's telling clients that not only are they the ones building the systems, saying it is her father building the systems, now they are saying the hydro farm project is their project and they have 300 plus persons, right? Are we to assume that they also received investment, that they also received money? Are we to assume that many other people paid for CASA systems and we were not even aware that these payments came through? If she has those clients, then she will be responsible for supplying them, but it will not be with CASA systems. Look at this. Now, this is the 22nd of the 4th, January, February, March, April. We are now in April. I was told by UTC if something was wrong with the check before the days it was supposed to be cleared, they will remove it. Apparently, the check was a bounce check. So she paid in January. It is now April. A request for a refund was made in March from two clients. One was a gentleman. He was very strict. He got back his refund. This here now is a lady requesting the refund. This is someone who lives in Tobago. The business developer is in Trinidad. And look at how this person is being given the runaround. We are now in April, almost to the end of April. Okay, that explains it. What's your next move? The 23rd now, morning, the system Miss Regis has. Did she bought it from CASA? Yes, she did. Those are systems CASA built, and we were there for one of the installations. Okay, I think they just, well, you know what happens when you type in and you're trying to type too fast. I think they got greedy when they saw how profitable these systems could be. And this is the client. This is not company A or company B saying this, because at this point, from since March to April, everyone or these particular people are now just confused as to what is going on. We are trying to make sense of all of this. Look here. We are still in April. Good morning, by the way. Hope you're getting through with everything. This woman trying my patience. She's saying she don't know how that could happen, and UTC tell her to come in today. I was calling she yesterday, she ain't answering, so I called Tanil, who is the administrative manager, and was a bit stern. She says she was not aware. She says she will call her. It was then she called and give me that story. So up until the 27th, this person has not received a refund. The 30th of April, Miss Regis called me today to find out if I check my account. So I probably supposed to be told her I was waiting until it cleared. This is in April, January, February, March, April, right? Look at how long, and this person at this point on the 30th is still unsure if she has received her refund as yet. Now, let's go back to March. And this is Homegrown sending this message to one of the directors. Good morning, Mr. Benjamin. right? Ms. So-and-so messaged me again this morning, and I've received no update from Rexmart concerning her refund. Mr. Thomas has also put in a request for a refund. If you are unaware of these requests, you can confirm with Tennille and Miss Regis. Mr. Benjamin, if you go through our previous messages, you can clearly see that our conversations have not been about what you are asking me about. If you need information, please contact the relevant persons of interest. This is the one and only time I'm going to say this. Regards. So apparently, Mr. Benjamin, who is a director, believed that he could have strong-armed the homegrown team, right? Notice the very abrasive approach. This is the one and only time I'm going to say this, because this seems to be one of the tactics used. And this is Homegrown's response. As a director of Rexmart, according to what Ms. Regis told us, you are responsible, and I am obligated to seek assistance from whoever I can on behalf of our clients who paid and are now requesting refunds. If you are not an employee or director of Rexmart, then I apologize. Regards. Please be advised that I will continue seeking a speedy resolution to these matters on behalf of our clients. That is my responsibility. Mr. Benjamin, please let me know when Ms., and this is the lady from Tobago, will be getting her refund. Shame that this is how you are all treating this lady. And this was since March, and as we showed before, by the end of April, she still was not sure if her refund came through. And this now is a messages to the administrative manager. So we go from director to administrative manager, right? Good day, Tennille. I'm sending this message by email and WhatsApp to inform you that your company, through Ms. Regis, has failed to refund clients the money they paid for CASA hydroponic systems. We have made several inquiries about this matter. Clients have told us that Ms. Regis claimed to be building systems outside of the partnership we were working on between the two agriculture companies and Rexmart that was supposed to be functioning in the role of business developer. It is apparent to us that Rexmart was not working in the best interest of Homegrown Business Solutions Limited or our clients, and was using our work to advance your own company's cause. Please note that Miss Client is still waiting for her refund of over $40,000, which was a down payment for a CASA commercial hydroponic system. On several occasions, Ms. Regis indicated to us that this money was not used, even as we had several debates as to why the funds were not released to start production of Ms. Client's system. So this is a topic that actually caused argument, because it was very disturbing to both companies A and B why a client would have paid, but we did not start building their system. Also note that Mr. Client, who made a full payment, not a down payment, a full payment for a CASA commercial hydroponic system, whose system was never started because neither materials nor funds were released from Rexmart to start the project. The time stated on the invoice for the system to be completed has expired, and these actions reflect adversely on the image of our company and is not in keeping with our core values. Please follow up on this matter, as our clients are not satisfied with the feedback and lack of feedback they are receiving from Ms. Regis and Rexmart. Okay, we are still dealing with the admin manager. Let's see. Homegrown. Please let us know when this message has been delivered and when the refunds will be expedited. This message is sent with utmost respect, but be advised that this situation is very alarming and raises questions about all involved. I would like a response before this day is out. Being a part of the CASA team, this is the WhatsApp group, as well as the project chat, and this is the La Romaine Bayview project chat, you would have well been aware of the many concerns and issues that were raised, especially concerning these systems our clients paid for in good faith with the promise of receiving a CASA hydroponic system, because it is CASA hydroponic systems we were promoting from since 2020. Tanil OK, homegrown. Good morning, Tanil. One of the clients messaged me again this morning, and I have received no update from you concerning her refund. Good afternoon, Tanil. When will Miss Client be getting her refund? And this is the hydro farm project that we were supposed to be working on, that we were frantically preparing for. A target of 72 CASA commercial systems, 14 systems each at 3 locations in La Romaine, Arima, Princestown, 4 systems for private residences, 20 systems each at 2 undisclosed locations. And of course, negotiations were supposedly taking place with DHL, with Massey, with several credit unions, with courts, and we are not sure whoever else. And please note that Company A and Company B were not present for any of these meetings, any of these presentations. They would have just had to get whatever feedback from the business developer. Now, they say pictures speak 1,000 words. So you use your own judgment to decide if this was ethical behavior for a contracted business developer. Look at this. Remember Mr. Benjamin, the director I spoke of, who said that this has nothing to do with him? Look at this. And these letters, both letters were sent in March, while Rexmart Limited was still contracted as business developer for Company A and Company B. And the question we are asking, how could Rexmart claim ownership of a system they were developing for their client? Remember, up until I think it was March 10th or March 11th, Rexmart was supposed to be doing or taking care of the patenting process, the intellectual property process, on behalf of the company, the owners of the CASA systems. But look at the refund letter that was sent by Mr. Alex Benjamin, who is a director of this company. We wish to inform you that your partial payment of $42,315 to your unit trust account has been confirmed on the 29th March, right? Now, remember, this is for the client from Tobago, the young lady who paid, right? They are telling her, they send this refund letter the 29th of March. But remember, we showed you, as of the 30th of April, she still had not received her money. Please note, as per intellectual property, the 3-tier hydroponic system cannot be built without written consent from Rexmart Limited, as it is the sole property of Rexmart Limited with a time-stamped prototype and proof of registration to validate this. Now, if it is Rexmart Limited was still contracted with Company B in particular, if Rexmart Limited, as of the 10th of March or the 11th of March, was telling Company B, here's what, we are going to transfer the responsibility to you to complete your patent process. How could Rexmart Limited, how could Mr. Alex Benjamin on the 29th of the same month be telling clients that the 3-tier hydroponic system belongs to Rexmart Limited? Is it that while this company believed that Rexmart Limited was working to patent their product, they were actually trying to go behind the scenes and do something else? Because when they went into the IPO office and it was revealed to them what happened, let me give you all a little more. Rexmart Limited had registered another company in the intellectual property office, and they were trying to put the CASA system under that company. When the intellectual property office recognized that something is not lining up, they are the ones that requested that the owner of the CASA system come in and have a conversation with them directly, right? So from since then, they were already trying to take these people's patents from right under their nose. And look, we are seeing the evidence here. And you could see it once again in the refund letter to Mr. Thomas, dated on the 24th of March. So within 2 weeks, right? Within basically 2 weeks of refunds being requested, right? Within 2 weeks of the big presentation we did at DHL, all this time, we feel that these 3 companies are still collaborating. Within 2 weeks of visits made to the Bayview, the La Romaine project site where this hydro farm was supposed to be going on with CASA systems, within 2 weeks, while still contracted, they are now saying that these systems belong to them, that they have time-stamped prototype and proof of registration. Now look at this. Remember we mentioned Persons of Peace project. Look at what this initiative is about. The Persons of Peace initiative utilizes our smart help approach to facilitate the rehabilitation process of prison inmates by engaging them in innovative farming. This is a wonderful project, right? But again, you see what, look at some of the things that they talk about here. But when you look at the behavior of this company, it makes you wonder, right? So now, even an initiative like this may be called to question. Let's look at some more photo evidence. These are screenshots that were taken on the 27th of March. And this is, if you look, you will see rexmart.com. This is the Rexmart website. And this website, Company A, worked a lot on putting this website together, right? Even all these images that we are seeing here. So look at this. Now you are seeing ground cover pins, you are seeing parsley. All these products were to be sold under CASA. Please look at the one that says LTHS, crowd farming package. The very term crowd farming was proposed by Company A. That graphic that you are seeing there is a graphic that was done for CASA, because this is a graphic that was made from their system that they built. And you are seeing LTH crowd farming package. But probably could be coincidence. And if you look next to it, you're seeing LTHS mini multi-crop hydroponic LTHS shed commercial. Look at this, right? You see that picture there? That is from a CASA system, because CASA had their shop on the Rexmart website. Homegrown had their shop on the Rexmart website. Why? Because remember, we were in a collaborative relationship. Look, you are still seeing the image of the CASA system. But you know what? We could be making this up, you know. We could be taking this and blowing it out of proportion. LTHS shed commercial. But look at what the arrow is pointing at. UV plastic covered metal shed for CASA commercial size system. Do you know why you are seeing CASA there? Because all of this was CASA. And what they did while still contracted with CASA is they began changing the information on their Rexmart page, their Rexmart website. But apparently, whoever was doing it, it was not company A, forgot to remove this part right here. Now, if you look on the Rexmart website, you're probably not going to see this anymore. Because now, look at this here. So again, this is still on the 27th, the LTHS mini multi-crop hydroponic system, right? So they already changed the name. What is this LTHS? How come this is now in the place of where CASA? So CASA has been removed and LTHS is now in place of it. Semi-commercial hydroponic system. Well, there was no image for this one. Now look at this. This is now taken in this is taken in the 5th month. So this is in May. And Life Tree Aqua Hydroponic Solutions. So this is what the LTHS stands for. But I want you to look at the image now. This is Lifetree at myshopify.com. So this is their website. But look at the image being used on the home page of the Lifetree hydroponic system. I want you to pay attention to that image that you are seeing. But wait a minute. Look, this is the same image that was used in the Black Friday promotion that took place in 2020. Look, it's the same image that was used in the Agri-Christmas promotion that was done in 2020. You know why the image was used in the Black Friday sale and why this image was used in the Agri-Christmas sale? Because what you are looking at is a CASA hydroponic system, a system that was built by CASA. So then what is it doing on Lifetree Hydroponic Solutions page? And what was this LTHS doing on Rexmart website from since March 2021? And why is it that CASA was still there? So look, the CASA name is still there. Look, there's a CASA image on the home page of this Lifetree website. And this is the image here. You tell me, right? Now, Lifetree commercial system, Lifetree mini system, Lifetree semi-commercial system, Lifetree tabletop. Even the names, the sizes are the same, because all this is what was done for CASA. The graphic images were done for CASA, right? So look at what is happening here. This is what this company has resorted to. Look, La Romaine warehouse. What warehouse is this in La Romaine? The commercial system, the measurements, everything the same. Why is that? Look at this, folks. This is a picture from the DHL training in March. We were still collaborating. Look, you will see CASA. This is the demonstration that we did where DHL was supposed to even supply the materials for the system we are demonstrating on. And of course, we are in no way trying to say anything bad about DHL. We actually recognize that DHL is passionate about corporate social responsibility and have made food production and food security a priority, right? So we applaud this. We actually say thank you for DHL for wanting to be involved in agriculture. And we are asking how many other corporate entities who want to help in this crucial time has been misled by Rexmart Limited, Miss Rhonda Regis and her team. Now, let me tell you about the photo with all the ladies. We actually did this picture because International Women's Day had recently passed. And we said, look at it. We have ladies representing all these companies, all these organizations, taking part in, in an agriculture project, right? And this is so nice. So yes, Rexmart Limited and Miss Rhonda Regis is represented in this picture, right? These are some more organizations that partnered in this food security initiative. People were excited to participate, right? All of this is happening in March. This is not last year. This is March. Right? Finances. Look at the graphic again. Family, mid-size, commercial. Look at this. Look at this graphic. An image before they removed it from their Rexmart website. Look, the Black Friday sale. Again, from 2020. Right? Look at these systems. Right? And the graphics for this was actually done by the business developer. What else do we have? Once again, another video for what? Casa Hydroponics, commercial, mid-size, family, mini. 900 plants. Look at it. 3 levels. Free care belongs to them. How could that be? What else do we have? Another ad. All these images that were done for CASA system, CASA commercial, CASA mid-size or semi-commercial, CASA mini. Now let's look at this. This is a video taken from the Persons of Peace um, Facebook page.
The Persons of Peace program is a group of private citizens that are.
And this is the voice of Miss Regis that you are hearing. Please look at the people involved. Look at who is concerned about agriculture. Look at the type of people that are trying to promote agriculture, which is good. But look at the individual now who is trying to bring these people together. People who all have good intentions, not realizing that they are dealing with somebody who is unethical and disingenuous.
Are committed and willing to partner with the Trinidad and Tobago Prison Service in the fight against crime. We have the opportunity to partner with the prison and help the prison in becoming self-sufficient in supplying its own food while training and developing inmates to grow food. This program is designed specifically to support our at-risk community by way of counseling. You're acquiring these skills you along.
Look, Mr. Wayne Rajaram, I am sure he has no clue as to what had transpired over the past few months. I am sure that just as all the other persons represented in this video, all he wanted to do was engage in something that was good and positive and beneficial to our society.
Helping you to become successful entrepreneurs and successful business. Training and development.
First time we're doing hydroponics training for a group external to the ministry. And Francis Solomon will be your trainer today.
Skills-based training.
Some of the like us, but when I just when I put water in it.
Certification. And allowing them the opportunity to become self-employed and self-sufficient financially by being part of our business venture. We are ready and committed, private and public sector, working hand in hand to make Trinidad and Tobago a better place.
Now look at this. Look at special thanks. And you are not seeing Life Tree anywhere here. Look, you are seeing Rexmart Limited to the bottom. Look, you are seeing Homegrown Business Solutions. Look, you are seeing Conscious Agricultural Sourcing Agency, the owner of the CASA system, the ones that were very instrumental in ensuring that this training and all these things were put together. It is their system, the 3-tier system that Rexmart is claiming as their own, right? So look at the type of people that they are giving thanks to. All of these organizations and companies are trying to promote agriculture that has enough challenges as is. So we don't need companies like Rexmart Limited and people like Miss Regis who are trying to prey and operate as a parasite on the hard work and the good intentions of others. And again, as we are saying, Mr. Wayne Rajaram and other persons in this video, we are certain would never support this kind of unethical behavior. Right? And look at these videos now. Video. This is part of the series that was being done by Rexmart Limited. Remember, we talked about this and even so, enough information. They had videos, they had drawings, they had everything on how to construct these castle commercial systems. They liked it so much, they bought systems for themselves. And now they are trying to say that the design belongs to them, and they have created another company, another entity, while still contracting. So now the business developer has become a competitor. How is that possible? And pay attention to this video as well. This visit was supposedly this is supposed to be March 2021 actually, not March 2020. This is in March 2021.
Right? So they started the 14th this week? Yes, yeah, it's okay, this 14th. So, welcome. Feel free to ask any question. Here with us is Mr. Lala from the Ministry of Agriculture, Land and Fishery, and the President of the Agriculture Society of Trinidad and Tobago. Your president? Right? What's your name? Darren. Right, so Ms. Ronna, go again.
All right, well, I want to introduce firstly Miss Sharon. Sharon is my contact person for Fire Service Credit Union, and she would have been.
Susan, don't forget Susan.
Okay. And then Sharon would have introduced me to Susan, and that is how I would have met Susan through Fire Service. And then I met the entire group. Well, Sheldon I know, because that's Kurt's batch. So I would have known Sheldon from before and we would have interacted. And I would just like to introduce Mr. Benjamin. He is also with Rexmart Limited. That's the operations guy. So I work in the office, in the air condition. He does everything else. All right? So I just want to say, and then I have my dad. Everybody knows Daddy. They call him Young Boy. So he is like the wingman. Handles everything, right? And then my brother is somewhere outside. He's in Trinidad for a bit, so I'm trying to get free labor as much as possible, right? So basically we're here today because this is one of the hydro farms that CASA would have successfully done, and it's one of the most accessible ones.
Notice what was said. This is one of the hydro farms that CASA would have successfully done. So this was a site visit. Notice who is present. Members of the Fire Service Credit Union. So just as we said before, the business developer was actively engaging potential investors, potential clients, all sorts of people. She was talking to a number of financial institutions. All this time, we are still believing this is a collaborative work. All this time, we are still believing that the best interests of Company A and Company B is in the heart of the business developer.
They are building a track record that is second to none, and so far we have had 100% success rate in the production of the hydroponic system, sales of the systems, as well as the production of food for local consumption within the country. Alright, so I'm handing over to Mr. Ramdas because it was his innovative project that as a business developer I would have developed and brought to this point where the credit unions can now benefit from a great opportunity, an education opportunity, a business opportunity, as well as a networking opportunity. So I hand over to.
So now she is admitting to have developed this company to bring it to the point that it is at, in order so that, more collaborative work can be done. And again, this is still in March. This probably would have been the very week of the DHL presentation, right? So this would have been close to the middle of March. And then remember the refund letters that would have been sent close to the end of March. All of a sudden now claiming that the 3-tier system in particular belongs to Rexmart Limited.
About the smoke, right? Oh, this basically being smoke and fighting fire, right? Alright, so make it this way here.
Hi, and welcome to Rect Smart Limited.
Now, remember at the beginning, we showed a scripture verse from Micah chapter 6. Look at this video and you will see why we open the presentation with that.
Every individual has unique ideas to generate wealth. What we do with the idea is another thing. RecSmart Limited created a platform for these innovative ideas to be properly developed and become financially viable. It is called the Business Development Toolbox. For those of you who were not born into a legacy of business or didn't have the opportunity to study business at any level, but would like to learn to successfully build your business organically and systematically, RecSmart Limited's Business Development Toolbox is the place for you. At RecSmart Limited, our highly qualified team helps you build your business through 3 core services and 2 main products. The services: A. Business development. B. Virtual admin. C. Social project management. The products: 1. The Business Development Toolbox. 2. The Modern Apprenticeship Program. Are you having trouble accessing a loan, pitching to an investor, managing your business, or making it viable? Do you feel like a slave in your own dream business? Well, RecSmart Ltd has the ideal business development solutions for you. We provide you with just the right cocktail of business development tools to get you started and see your business through the 5 stages of growth. We journey with you from the raw startup phase to early revenue, to growth expansion, straight into maturity, providing expert advice or support and helping you to be properly packaged and competitive for the buyer's market. It is said that ignorance is no excuse for the law. Join RecSmart's Business Development Toolbox team now. As a client or an investor, please email us at rsmanagingdirector1@gmail.com. Invest now and be an agent of positive change. We are social entrepreneurs. Creating a positive social impact through our social programs is our way of saying thank you for believing in us and investing in us. How can you invest? Investment options: 1. Donate to our charities through the Prisoner's Journey and Stories of Success. 2. Sponsor a company for the Business Development Toolbox, a 15-month company development program that focuses on you growing your company and taking it to the next level. 3. Donate to the Modern Apprenticeship Program, MAP, through our A. Housing and construction projects, B. Agriculture projects, C. Media/entertainment, D. Sports scholarship programs. Sponsor a MAP housing and construction project now. An investment of $20 million is required to fund these projects over a 5-year cycle. ROI of 15% every 15 to 18 months. 15 to 18 month construction delivery cycle. Lump sum repayment at the end of each cycle. First refusal right on upcoming projects. Thank you for the opportunity to share RSL Community Development Investment Opportunity with you. Our core values are: we do justly, we love mercy, and we walk humbly. As we continue to build strong...
Now, ask yourself if these core values are what the Miss Regis and her team actually represent. And you decide for yourself. So what more is left to say about this situation? All we can say is we definitely believe that credit should be given where credit is due. We are indeed promoting agriculture. We are promoting agriculture innovation. What we are not promoting is people trying to steal the ideas of hard-working innovators, people trying to use the hard work of others to benefit themselves. We do not support people trying to take advantage of others who want to help and want to do good. So if you want a commercial system, you want a three-tier system, go to the people who actually innovated it, right? And not to those who are trying to steal the people's idea. So having considered the information presented, are you ready to answer the question? Do you believe the behavior of Ms. Rhonda Regis and Rexmart Limited to be ethical in their dealing with these two agriculture companies? And as we said, we would be sharing more links in the description of videos and presentations we would have done in case you still need more convincing. But we also want to say special thanks to the homegrown clients for making a stand for what is right and having even been inconvenienced in the process. You, we feel, are the heroes of this story, because it would have been very easy for them to just say, you know what, we already paid our money. We don't care who built the system once we get a system. But they felt that what was happening was wrong because they attended the presentations. They knew in their hearts that this system was a CASA system. They knew that there was an innovator behind this. They knew that there was a story attached to it, and they refused to take part in what was happening. So let's look at this. So this is the Rexmart company profile, right? And I'm just going to go through this very, very quickly, right? All this that they do, this company profile was put out between somewhere between March to present, right? Products, Life Tree, Hydro Aqua Solutions, and the Persons of Peace program. Remember the same Persons of Peace video that we showed, where they were giving thanks to Conscious Agriculture Sourcing Agency, where they were giving special thanks to Homegrown? Look, now they are saying they have their own product called Life Tree, Hydro Aqua Solutions. And this is what it looks. Let's see, we're right. And this is what it looks like here, right? Notice the systems. This image that you are seeing is the image of the system that CASA themselves built. So they are even using, they did not use an image, and probably after they see this, they will change it. But they did not use an image of one of the new systems that they would have built for themselves. These looks like images from the very systems they would have gotten from CASA, right? Look at these images here. Look at all the descriptions, right? So now let's see if we can pull up somebody else. And I want you to take a look at this now. This is a presentation that was done for as part of the partnership, because Rexmart Limited said they had to do a presentation for Massey and, you know, whatever other company. So you see Rexmart to the front, right? Food security starts at home. CASA Hydroponic Systems. Notice the two logos at the bottom for the two companies that Rexmart was doing business development for. Look at this graphic, the same graphic in question. Innovative multi-crop, multi-level design. I would like Rexmart to tell us how they came up with that multi-crop design for the Life Tree system. CASA Hydroponic System benefits. CASA Commercial Hydroponic System. Let Rexmart tell us where they came up with the idea for the commercial system for Life3, ideal for hydroponic farms, right? Look at the graphic. CASA commercial walk-in hydroponic system. Look at the length of the system. Look at the dimensions. All right. CASA mid-size. They are calling this the semi-commercial for their Life3. But look at it here. Look at all of this. The family. Tell me if anything looks familiar. The mini. You be the judge. Local innovation, local excellence, regional and international appeal. CASA hydroponic systems, the home of hydroponics. And now look at this. See who is being thanked. And this presentation, as I said, was supposedly done to present to Massey. This presentation ended up being sent by Rexmart to the Intellectual Property Office as part of the process for what they were doing with the CASA systems with respect to getting it patented. How could a presentation like this even get to the Intellectual Property Office, right? And then in the end of it all, look at these pictures again. The Life3 Mini, you tell me, right? In the end, we are being told that this is something totally different. So as I said, you be the judge. And you tell me if you believe that this business development company was operating ethically and in the best interest of their clients, right? Look at this. This is part of the document that was being created for the exact instructions on how to build the CASA system, right? But lest we keep going on and on and on, suffice to say, this is the company behind the design, and they are the ones that could give the whole story of how they came up with this concept, why they came up with this concept, and why it works. And all we are asking is, if you really want to support agriculture like we are trying to do and promote agriculture, promote innovation, promote food production, let us do so in an ethical manner. So you make the choice for yourself. If this Life3 system is built on an ethical foundation, and if that is something you would want to support, and you also judge for yourself if Rexmart Limited would have operated ethically in their dealings with these companies, or if this was just a ploy to steal something that did not belong to them and use it for their own benefit. You be the judge. So once again, special thanks to the clients that stood up for what is right. As of today, we can say that at least one of the clients, apart from receiving their refund, has also had their system built and installed. So that is some good news, right? Do we expect much to come out of this? Probably not, right? The only reason we did this is because we felt that a wrong has taken place and we needed to speak about it. So this is just for public opinion. You be the judge. Was this right? Is this the type of behavior you would consider ethical? Is this the type of behavior you would want to support? So thank you all, and remember, look in the description for even more links with information we believe you would find very interesting and would further validate the claims that were made in this presentation.